Looking to buy, sell, or trade any old retro video games like the ones found in this review? Then check out The Tech Exchange by clicking the link below in the video description.
Egad, you people are watching the Nerdorama Network. Nerf!
Hello gamers, and welcome to this week's edition of The Gamer Chronicles. This week I am reviewing a very fun, a very unique, and very challenging game for the Sega Genesis. This week it's Comix Zone. Comix Zone was released for the Sega Genesis in 1995. This gem was released toward the end of the 16-bit era, and sadly by then, we were all wowed by the polygons of the PS1 and the Sega Saturn. So at the time, it did slip a little under the radar. But despite that, it is still a treasured classic from the time, and even received high marks back in the day. The story of this game centers around Sketch Turner. He is a starving artist and a freelance rock musician. While working on his newest comic titled The Comix Zone, a lightning bolt strikes the panels of his comic. At this moment, an evil mutant named Mortis manages to escape the pages of the comic, which in turn thrusts Sketch into the comic himself. Desiring to kill Sketch so he can become flesh and blood and take over the real world, now Mortis controls the pencil, and it's up to Sketch to stop the evil mutants and save the day. The music in this game is great. It has a very rock and roll theme to it. Alongside that, we also have some incredible sound effects from kicks and punches to a few voice clips as well. This is a game that I really enjoy listening to. Just a few moments of this will leave you asking for more. The gameplay on this one is rather simple, but responsive and fun. It is a side-scrolling beat-em-up, where instead of traveling one path, you travel from panel to panel on the comics page. Some panels give you an option of which path to choose, but choose carefully because some paths are harder than others. My only gripe with this game is the lack of lives and continues. In the time I played this game, Sketch was only given one life and one continue. After that, it's game over. If you happen to use your continue, you are thrown back to the beginning of the level, where you have to fight your way through all over again. I got about halfway through the second level before becoming frustrated, but otherwise, it plays great. You use the D-pad to move Sketch left and right, and pressing down collects items found. Your A button attacks while your B button jumps. The C button goes unused unless you do not have a 6-button controller. Then, it is used to select items. If you have the 6-button controller, then you use the X, Y, and Z buttons to use the items that you collect and store. They are based off of left, right, and center, just like the button placement on the controller. Finally, the graphics. I mean, what can I say other than that they are beautiful? They look like a comic book came to life on my television and brings a smile to my face. Good luck finding another game this pretty on the Sega Genesis. So, overall, how do I feel about this game? I think that it's great. Other than the lack of lives and continues, which makes the game extremely challenging, it's a whole lot of fun from the very first panel all the way to the middle of the second level, which is as far as I got. And that about wraps this review up. Please, don't forget to check out my partners over at the Nerdorama Network, and also check out my gaming buds over at One More Castle and Third Strike. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel here and follow me on Twitter at IHaveThePower82. Thank you guys so much for watching, and game over. Stay tuned next week, everybody, because I will be reviewing Air Combat for the Sony PlayStation.